Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Speed Gaming 2. I am Nitro6003. Joined alongside me is Nielsen Alex92. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing fantastic, Nitro. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. We have this race about to start here. Open boot, fast Ganon, which means we do not need to go to Ganon's tower in order to complete the seed. We have hydropower 78 on your left, and on your right is Lin. Try saying that a few times fast. And there are six total rather, but we are featuring these two runners on the Speed Gaming 2 network of channels.
These two, Hydropower and Lin, is very good runners, and just the possibility to start with boots is going to make this one even faster than normal.
Yeah, always like to start with those boots, and it's interesting to see what they will do when they start. If they'll start at Sanctuary or if they'll start at Link's house.
I think what I've seen from these two runners before, that they might start in Link's house, grab the first chest, save and quit, and then go for Sanctuary, depending on. But then again, it's boot start, so it could be that they start with Sanctuary, since you can check out Bunk Rocks.
Yeah, it's just a quick check. So we're underway. Lin starting at Link's house, and Hydropower also starting at Link's house. Getting glove
with the glove.
Chest. And we have
green pendant in desert.
Yeah, we have pendant. We have two pendants I saw in the overworld, and then one crystal at Hera.
Yeah, that map check was real fast. Green pen was at least Desert Palace. I got at least.
And I think Eastern was a pendant, and then I believe Hera was 5-6. But I'll have to see when Hydra decides to do a map check. So Heart Container, My First Shield, and Blue Mail in Sahasha's call.
I gotta say, it was an interesting start of both the runners going straight to Sarashala, but then again, having boots, you don't need to have bombs checking out, so pretty fast start to just check out good old Sarashala.
Yeah, and with Eastern being a pendant, not something you really want to invest a lot of your time in. And we'll also have Lin checking the back of Escape because of those boots, and Hydropower looks like he's going to check out Uncle item and the first chest in that area. So $20, sword, and the map in the back of Escape.
That's a nice back of Escape. And also the tree pole is 8 bombs, so Hydropower having 8 full bombs going into the good old Kakariko.
Yeah, so he'll be able to check out everything in Kakariko and do some South Shore checks, and there is the fire shield. And Uncle had bombs.
It's going to be interesting to see what Lin is going to do now. Lin having a sword going into Uncle might go in and full clear everything in the castle, since she already checked out the back of Escape, and we already have the map, so it's going to be interesting to see what Lin is going to do now.
Yeah, for sure. And with that sword, it makes even though Dark Cross isn't technically in logic at the moment, they could do Dark Cross if necessary with that sword, but it's more than likely not going to probably have anything because the key has to be somewhere.
And Linlin is going to go for that escape part now, so it's going to be interesting to see what items Linlin is going to find.
Yeah, and Hydropower 78 going from Sanctuary now. We'll check Bonk Rocks, probably Aga Ledge, and get into the forest and see what he gets in the mushroom spot. And just a heart piece in Bonk Rock.
So yeah, this is going to be the play for Hydropower to go and check out the Lumberjack Ledge, and then it's going to be Lost Woods and Kakariko. Since we have everything to clear out all of those places, it's going to be interesting to see what Kakariko got for us.
Yeah, for sure. Just three. It looked like $100 on the ledge, so Aga not required at least for that.
We do have a small key, so there's going to be an item back in the Dark Cross.
Yeah, and I'm wondering to see if Linlin will do Dark Cross or not, but we'll see what happens. I'm assuming they know their dark rooms well enough that they'll just clear it. Oh, Hammer in drop down in the forest.
Yeah, no, we only need that Moon Pearl to Dark World access.
Yeah, looks like we could have very early Dark World access with all the checks in Kakariko, South Shore, and whatnot. And Lin is going to go to Dark Cross, whereas Hydropower is going to check Blind's hideout. Surprised that Hydro has not done a map check yet at this point. Ten arrows. There's a bow. The red meringue. And a piece of heart. And just 10 arrows in Dark Cross.
That's a good start with having the bow as well. Going to make whatever dungeon in the if pod is a crystal dungeon, it's going to make it easier to clear it out as fast as possible.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll do the drop down. And Lin is going to Mini Moldworm Cave. So $20 in the back of the drop down from the well. And triple bombs, $300. And Master. On the other side, half magic, 10 arrows, piece of heart piece, and Cane of Samaria.
So I gotta say, all the items we have found so far, it's pretty interesting. The items we have for the seed so far.
Yeah, early Master Sword now, all they would need technically is Lamp to put Aga into Logic, but I'm assuming they would go up the mountain before they would do that. Oh, there's Flippers that puts all of the water, all the Flipper locations into Logic now. And the Swag Net.
Well, now we gotta go and do Aga. Because now we got the bug net, so.
See what's on the library, and in the sunken water is just $5. There's Moon Pearl, so there goes Aga. He's officially dead at this point with Hammer, Moon Pearl, and
yeah, rip the dream.
Yep. And Lin heading towards Agina's cave.
Woohoo! There is magic powder on the race game today.
Yeah, I saw that, and they could check Magic Bat while they're here, so that's a really good check. Save some time. And the 10 bomb item in Agina's case.
I'd say I really like the Linden's routing decisions here at the beginning, going South Shore, Castle, and all that, instead of going Kakariko. It's not something you really see that often, but since we have all the bombs, sword, and the just the boots, makes it much easier to just clear it out as fast as possible.
Yeah. Alright, so Magic Bat will have $50. Yeah, by going Castle into South Shore, he can now go up and then go directly into the Dark World once he gets his Moon Pearl if he decides. So yeah, it was 2 pendants. We have Desert Palace being green pendant, blue pendant at Eastern, and then crystal at Hera for one of the 5-6 crystals. So yeah, now if Lin, with the way they routed it, can easily go directly to the Dark World after they complete their turn through Kakariko. And it looks like Hydropower is heading into the Dark World, into Thieves Town, into Village of Valkes, rather.
We have everything we need to clear out Thieves Town with that hammer, so there's no, like, you don't need to gamble on doing Thieves Town without the hammer, so that's nice.
So our other 5-6 crystal is Ice Palace, red pendant at Swamp. The rest are all normal crystals. And it looks to me like Hydropower is going to go into Skull Woods first with the boots, heading towards the back. And Lin is finishing off their checks of Kakariko.
So Hydra is going to take the small key here, so you can clear out the rest of the dungeon without needing to go to the back if it's if the small key is there, like just a safety precaution.
Yeah, for sure. Always hate those wall masters. Alright, so let's see what's in the vanilla big key chest. Just the map.
I mean, good luck there with the wall masters, so you can just get grabbed and get out faster from that part of the dungeon.
Yeah, it looks, and he's now hanging into the front of Skull Woods. For a small key. And another small key. And there's Lamp. So that's one of the 2 items here.
Now we can do all of Palace of Darkness right now because we have everything in logic in that dungeon.
Yeah, I'm gonna think that that's where the runners may go. Especially they can clear it out. Crystal makes the dark rooms much easier. Oh, there's big key. I thought that always had to be a small key.
Not in the version 31. It changed, so that chest now, since we saw Hydropower picking up a small key earlier from the pot, it's because if you go in there, you can't get out. So it's making the dungeon way harder now to route.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I definitely did not know that. So they changed it. Using the bomb jump to get across for the second item, and that clears out Skull Woods at this point, unless it is a ped seed. But at this point, he has his 2 items and can move along. So my guess next is he'll clear out Village of Outcast or not. Check Bumper Ledge first. And it has $50.
So I think it's going to be like this. He will Hydropower will most likely go and do Thieves Town and all those checks, and then go Hype Cave, and then I'll probably go up to Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, especially if he's lucky enough to get the glove. He could take the frog on a world tour, but we'll see what he gets. The single would be. And then the chess game. 50. And the item is a heart container. And actually Sank Heart.
Yeah, having blue mail and at least 5 hearts going into Thieves Town is going to be at least a little bit nicer. We do have powders, so we have 1 safety.
Oh, yeah, for sure. King of Burna.
Well, now we even got number.
So, question in chat: what's the difference between open and casual? Well, open they can start at either Sanctuary or Link's house. In what I'm going to guess your question was standard. They start at Link's house and will go through the entire escape, rescue Zelda, and so that's the difference between them.
I think also casual starts with a sword, if I remember it correctly. So you have a sword going through escape.
Oh, okay. So first item was a piece of heart. And another piece of heart. And vanilla big chest. Big key. A hydropower going to the back of Thieves Town, where Lin is now doing their check of Skullwood.
Linley is going to go and get his lamp. So since we only found 1 item in Skullwoods, we don't know what's in the back if we even need to go back there. I don't think our runners will prioritize that place.
I think we found both items. One was heart piece, the other was the lamp. So
oh, okay.
Skullwoods is cleared unless it's a pet seed, I believe. Now going to the bomb spot. To get another piece of heart.
I think that's 3 pieces of hearts we got in Thieves Town now.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
I believe so, yes. Lin doing some hover strats on your right.
That was a beautiful hover from Lin.
So I want to correct myself. It was not a piece of heart in Skullwoods. It was a 20 rupee. But either way, not an important item. But it is cleared out at this point. So the maiden chest will be our next objective to see if that's the small key. It is, so there is potentially an item now in the big chest.
Good thing we have that hammer early on.
Oh yeah, you don't want to leave that item there, even though it's the map. And Hydropower 78 will be going into their blind fight. And Lin will be going into Thieves Town to start their journey. And if you keep blind on script, which I'm sure these runners of these capable are able to do, blind is one of the easier fights in the game. If he goes off script, that's when things get kind of fishy.
The Hydropower and Lin is very top tier runner, so
Yeah,
they
very
know their
clean,
script.
clear fight. For another piece of heart, so 4 pieces of heart in Thieves Town.
Yeah, Thieves Town is not really paying out more than getting hearts. So you get what you get is you get 1 crystal and you get a little bit more health than you had going in. I guess it's good with the health, but
Yeah, and now with Blue Mail, they're kind of set on hearts for. I'm sure they would like a couple more, but that's about it. Question in chat: how many crystals do they need? All 7, and then they can go straight to the pyramid to kill Ganon. So we'll Hydropower now checking dig game. And it'll be the same number of digs for both runners. For $20.
looks like the potential for Hype Cave being hype is kind of high right now.
Yeah. Well, Hydropower still has not checked South Shore, so does not have Kena Samaria. Or flippers.
So I think
Samaria
the
was
routing.
in Mini Moldorm Cave, I believe.
So I think the routing here is, like I said, for Hydropower is going to be a Hype Cave into Palace of Darkness because we can't full clear dungeon.
That seems sensible to me. All right, first item in Hype Cave is another heart container. 10 arrows. $20. $20. Piece of heart. Pretty lame.
That's a very bad Hype Cave.
Yeah, I would give that a negative if I could.
So I'm going to start to assume...
-5 out of 10.
I'm starting to assume that the progression items will be in Palace of Darkness after all.
Yeah, especially with how early they had access, that they'll have access to it. I mean, it's 6 items, you can full clear it, and it's a crystal, so. Lin will be heading to their Ganon fight, as Hydropower 78 will now pick up Kiki the Extortionist. Why he charges you so much, I will never know, but Kiki and Zora are the 2 greediest people in the game.
Now, unfortunately, he lost Kiki because he got hurt by one of the enemies, so he got charged by another 10 rupees.
So Kiki getting extra greedy today. All right, into Pod. This dungeon is faster if you are lucky enough to find the mirror early. Small key.
Yeah, having mirror here is like the perfect thing to have, but unfortunately we don't have it right now, so let's do it the good old slow way, I guess.
Yeah. another small key. So he'll be going down to check the vanilla big key, and then dropping down and probably going to the bow lock section of the dungeon afterward.
Yeah, I think that's the play. It's going to be. Like,
Oh, there's
a
book.
book.
That's access to the Ether and Bombos. And they could read Pedestal if they chose.
I think the likelihood for a pedestal C when it's fast scan is super low, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I would read about it.
No. I was just saying they could read it if they chose.
Oh,
if they had a mirror and were still in Skull Woods. But since they're not near there, I wouldn't check. I wouldn't do that either. More small keys. That's all you get in pod. Small keys in the front.
Small keys in the front, then we're going to have a party in the back.
Sounds like fun to me. And Linlin gets her -5 out of 10 in Hype Cave, and we'll be heading over to pod.
So the interesting part is now if we don't find anything more than the book here,
There's Hookshot.
well, we'll find a
So that's
But I was gonna
East
say-
End Mountain.
Yeah, so now we can check the tablet up on the mountain as well, together with Tower Farah.
If you find nothing else in here, I would think that's where you probably are going to go after this.
Most likely, I was going to say if we didn't find anything more than the book, I was going to say it's most likely we would dip another pendant dungeon.
And there's the map. And there's the big key. Convenient place for that. Ether. We don't know if that's going to be important until we get access to Misery Mire and Turtle Rock.
Pretty funny that we're picking up Ether Medallion in this dungeon when we picked up the book and the hook shots. We can check out the Ether tablet on the mountain.
Is it telling us that mitts are on tablet?
Hey, you never know.
No, I'm just saying. If it's giving you that, it looks like Lin is gonna hover over.
Another hover?
Oh,
Ooh.
but falls. Giving it a second go. And falls the second time.
I give credits to Lin to even try to hover there, because that's one of the harder hovers in the game.
Yeah, I haven't the slightest idea even how to hover, so for me, I wouldn't even try. So Lin going the normal route to the place where she lost it with the hovers, and Hydra is just about at Helmasaur King.
This is interesting from Lin. Lin has the bow and is going to pull Mimic Clip here with the red one.
That's a funny thing to see. All right, 17 hits with the hammer will break that mask off of Helmasaur King, and then a couple of time spins or arrows to the face will give him his second crystal. Down goes Helmasaur King in a very clean fight for Hydropower 78, and we'll get their second crystal, as well as the final item, which is the Titan's Mitts, which now gets you really up to Death Mountain, because now you can check all of Light World and Dark World while you're up there.
I would say that's a pretty loaded pod today.
Yeah, Pod was the place to go, and now, yeah, like I said, now they'll rescue the old man, and then they could check what's inside Spectacle Rock, hookshot over, do all of East Death Mountain, do Tower of Horror. They'll do, and then they'll mirror over. They'll go to Dark Death Mountain and do Super Bunny Cave and hookshot and check what medallion they will need for Turtle Rock. But first, Hydropower will check King's Tomb. For $20.
I would say it looks like this seed is going to be very nice to our runners right now. I mean, it's fast Ganon, so I'm not surprised that it's paying off what they're doing, but it looks pretty nice.
Well, the trolliest item they have not found yet, obviously Ice Rod, which they will need at some point to clear Turtle Rock. So that could literally be anywhere.
I feel like it's pretty fun that Hydropower is still at like 30 minutes in, haven't checked out Mini Molten Cave.
Yeah, I'm surprised they hasn't checked any of their South Shore locations yet.
I mean, if you think about it, Hydropower haven't need to do it because we have all these items just showing up from out of nowhere. The only sad part is if you find like Fire Rod and let's say Ice Rod as well up here, you can't do Turtle Rock.
No. So Hydropower setting up the speed walk. And top of Spectacle Rock is just triple bombs. Inside is $20. And now we'll head over to East Death Mountain.
Let's see, there's a lot of checks here we can do, and then it's Hera, and then routing in Super Bunny Cave when you're done.
Yeah, I would guess he's gonna do Paradox Cave and all of them in there, and then he'll clear out Hera, check the tablet, come back, and then eventually get it over to Dark Death Mountain. Heart Container and Mushroom. Another fetch quest.
I love those fetch quests.
Yep. $20. There's Cape and Sword Upgrade, triple bombs, and our first bottle filled with red goo.
So finding that tempered sword is going to be super nice for our runners, since we don't need to find more swords at this point. I don't think these two runners won't need silver arrows either. So
setting up bomb jump, getting it. Yeah, I would. Yeah, these two runners are not going to bother looking for butter sword or the silvers. If they happen to come across them, they'll take them. But ooh, there's flute. We do need that, which they can get. Oh no, they can't. They don't have mirror yet, but they will
we don't
need that.
have one, but it could be up here. It could just be there in Hookshot Cave if we're super lucky.
That would be nice. So we're gonna get Ether Tablet check first. For a heart container.
I'm pretty sure these two runners are very familiar with the Hera Putt as well, so we're probably going to see that as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that we'll do that. And there's the first item, just a piece of heart. Lin is now heading up to do his Death Mountain checks. There's the small key. And the map. So 50-50 shot. Moldorm has the second item.
Well, hopefully for these two runners, the item is on Moldor.
Yeah, Trolldorm for the win. It's just one spin and one slash with Tempered Sword. And a clean fight with Moldorm. Oh, that means there is an item in the basement.
Biggest question is it important item or is it just another, one of those items you don't need, like $20 or something?
Yeah. Could be something important like Ice Rod, though.
Or that mirror.
Or that mirror, yeah. Setting up the coffee break. So hopefully Hydropower stretches his legs a little bit, gets himself a cup of tea or coffee. Looks like setting up a death warp to get back to the start now.
Another hover here from Lin.
Wow. Is that his third hover of the game?
Yeah.
Second successful, third one, yeah. Ooh, shovel. Another fetch quest. So Death Mountain giving us all of our fetch quests.
I mean, this way where you get the fetch quest, like you got shoveled, you got your first bottle here. It's going to be an easy way to route everything in when you're going with saving quitting. So it's just a nice way to get all these fetch quests.
All right, so Hydropower will check Spiral Cave and then go into Dark Death Mountain. Just $20. So now they'll go to Dark Death Mountain and check Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave, and Turtle Rock Medallion. And depending on what they get,
I would probably say that it will also route in Spike Cave because we have the Cape and the Burn as well.
Yeah. It looks like that's where he's headed. Go open the portal at Turtle Rock first. Alright, so what is our Turtle Rock medallion? It is Ether. So this makes an interesting question now for Lin is that when they get up to Dark Death Mountain, they could theoretically check the first chest in Turtle Rock if they so desire. Because they have Keen of Samaria.
We could do it, but I don't think Lin will do it. I'm not sure, but I feel like without Fire Rod or Ice Rod, I feel like it's not likely, but you never know as well. Hookshot Cave coming up.
Yeah, it's actually a really easy check from here to go straight to Spike Cave. There's our second bottle.
That is where you would normally find the boots. So when you're playing this mode and you find a chest that have nothing, that is when the location the boots would be if this was a normal seed.
Interesting. So hookshot would lead to the boots in this case. Alright, into Spike Cave we go. For 10 arrows. So I'm gonna guess that hydropower will now head in and turn in the bottle, or maybe now going to South Shore. Yeah, it looks like heading towards South Shore now. So we'll get his Keen of Samaria and his flippers.
Yeah, so he will be able to, since we have all the rupees now, we will be able to check out all the water locations. So we can also check Sora, which Lin didn't check the water locations because we were missing a lot of rupees in the beginning.
Yeah, he also did not check Ice Rock Cave either, I don't believe.
Oh yeah, we totally skipped Ice Rod Cave earlier as well. I forgot about that because Lin routed in Agina's cave instead.
Yeah. So since Hydra already checked Agina, he will probably check Ice Rod Cave. But a little problems with these mini mold orbs.
Nice refill there on the hearts from that last heart piece.
Yeah, especially after how many times he got hit going with the mini Moldorp.
Lin is actually going to head into True Rock now.
Yeah, he can check that, at least that first chest. If it is anything but a small key, he cannot go any further.
I mean, Lin might be lucky here and find a mirror in the first chest.
Yeah, Ice Rod Cave having 10 arrows. Oh, it is a small key. He can keep going.
And Hydropower is setting up that water walk.
So he'll be able to check Chain Chomp Room, and if this is a small key, he can also keep going. So let's see what Waterfall has. Single arrow and 20 bucks. I didn't catch what he got, but it was not a small
Lin got a single arrow. No, it was a heart piece.
RP, so good gamble, but didn't pay off for him. Another bottle on Zora's Ledge.
So Hydra is giving us new information, and Lin is going to use that shovel and turning in that bottle.
Oh, Zora for 3 bombs. 500 rupees for 3 bombs.
Yeah, that's a big scam today again.
It's almost as bad as the single rupee, but
Okay, so this is interesting. We're going to see from Lin, we're going to see Desert Palace.
yeah, I mean, it's a quick check to at least, and he'll be able to get his. Oh, he'll be able to get the silvers if he chooses to go that and do that.
Yeah, that's a nice find actually.
I'm assuming he will. And with this being green pendant, it might be worth the full clear. Because you get the extra item.
I mean, at this point, we kind of need to do it unless we find like a mirror or like a fire rod / bombos, because we cannot access any dungeons more than dependent dungeons right now, to be honest.
Yeah, so the answer's got to be in desert, and Hydropower now doing the castle. So Sahasla has the mirror.
Could be, or maybe a fire rod.
Yeah, maybe fire rod. Question in chat: we do not know what pet is. Nobody has read it at this point.
It looks like there is an item on.
Yeah, there wasn't any items yet. Triple bomb. Oh, we could also. Nobody's turned in the mushroom yet either.
Or the bottle.
Or the bottle. So those two could lead to something. We'll see what, if they remember. They haven't checked though.
There's the Silver Arrows for Linlin. It's going to be a quick fight here with Lanmolas because of the Silver Arrows, so that's going to be nice for Linlin.
Yeah, 3 silver arrows, 1 silver arrow for each of the land molus. We also need Fire Rod. Question in chat, we also will need Fire Rod as well as Ice Rod and Misery Mire's Medallion and Mirror.
I'm starting to think that maybe we're already got the medallion for Meyer. I think it's going to be a hunt for that mirror right now to be able to get that flute.
Yeah. Alright, so Linlin doing desert, finishing desert. Quick fight for Bombo.
We have access to
Ice Palace.
Ice Palace, yeah.
Well, if there's nothing on Green Pendant, you gotta go to Ice. And then maybe Mirror is there. And it looks like Hydropower heading back to the village will turn in his bottle. For $20. And Lin heading towards Ice Palace. Or I guess first Green Pendant, then Ice Palace. Actually, take that back. They didn't do any of their flipper locations, so they'll do those first.
Yeah, I think Linlin is trying to, like, hoping that they will find something else so they might not, need to full clear Ice Palace. Maybe you find an Ice Rod here or a Fire Rod somewhere, like on Zora. But we already know that these checks will lead to nothing, sadly.
Yeah. And we also will do hammer pegs. And also they could do smiths, purple chest. So nothing on hammer pegs. So we'll rescue Jeremiah. Lin heading towards Ice Rock Cave. So Lin's gonna have to. We're waiting for him to turn in his green pendant. He's not going to. He's gonna go straight to Ice Palace.
And go straight into Ice Palace makes sense. You have 3 items in here. If you don't find anything you need, you can always turn in the green pendant afterwards, and maybe at the same time do the turning in the mushroom.
Yeah. And he's just following what he got. He got access to Ice Palace with Bombos, goes into Ice Palace. And it's just following.
Oh yeah, and then we also have access to Pyramid Ferry after clearing Ice Palace.
Yeah. And the smiths are bomb smiths today. First item, $5. looks like hydropower is gonna go get the purple chest.
Yeah, purple chest could be huge if there's one of the items that we need.
Yeah, there's just, without mirror, there's just really no easier way to do this, sadly. And hovering in Ice Palace. No need for that bomb jump. I hover. So they'll do purple. They'll do hydropower is gonna do mushroom first, and then turn on purple chest. Now nothing on the mushroom. This is actually very smart routing by hydropower, getting both mushroom and purple chest together. Lin is going straight to the boss of Ice Palace, Cold Stare, to see what that it's there. $20 on purple.
It feels like the myths locations haven't really paid off.
No. Down goes Cold Stare. There's still... Oh, there's Mirror. But there is one more item in Ice Palace. That's Mirror, but there is still one item left.
Yeah, there's one item left, and you got the Fire Rod and Ice Rod you need to find, but at the same time, I think... pretty sure Lynn would probably go to Swamp at this point, because 6 items.
Yeah.
And also now we have access to a Pyramid Fair at the same time.
Yep. And they have access to the flute, to Misery Mire. Flute is on Floating Island. Question in chat. So then all we need is Fire Rod, Ice Rod, and potentially Quake.
Yeah.
And Flute.
But hydropower is at least in the correct dungeon that Hydra needs to be. It will get the Bombus Medallion.
Which should lead him to Ice. Which will lead him to his mirror. Now, the only question will be is, does hydropower gamble and full clear ice to find that third item, to find that Fire Rod or that Ice Rod? Or does he go straight to Cold Stare, get the mirror, and nope out like Lin did?
That is a good question. I think it all comes down to if hydropower feels behind or not at this point, but it's hard to tell if you're behind or not in a fast Ganon seed with the location of the items we have found so far, so... think what our tracker Semper Firedog is putting out here, we don't know what's in Eastern Palace, so that Fire Rod could be there, or the Ice Rod.
Yeah. Nobody went into Eastern Palace. They went straight to Sahasla and noped out, so yeah, it certainly could be there.
There's going to be at least one item on the left side of Swamp Palace since we found that compass. I don't know if what was in the first chest. Was it the map maybe?
I believe so. But either way, I guess at this point with Swamp Palace, Swamp and Ice, I find it's Swamp more dangerous to leave an item in the back because it's such a long dungeon to get back to the back. As it's
Yeah, if I need to take a decision to do left side or not, I will always go left side swamp, even if I lose some time. But it's better just to go left side swamp from the beginning instead of maybe going to have to go back in, or potentially just skip out on the item and then you lose like 10 minutes because you're looking for just that item you find.
Yeah, for sure. And Swamp is just one of the slowest dungeons.
Another offer from Lin.
Oh, there's Fire Rod. Back of Swamp.
So we can totally say that beating Desert Palace is required in this seed.
Yes. 100%. So now comes the search for the Ice Rod. We know where Flute is. We still don't know Misery Mire's medallion, but unless it is Quake, we need to find that Ice Rod. And Hydra Power will be getting his mirror shortly as he goes through Ice Palace. Question, chat, Ice Rod on Ped. Certainly it could be there, but a lot of things they have to do. Ice Rod can be anywhere but behind Trinex. There it is. There's Ice Rod.
Oh boy.
So Swamp Palace fully stocked with our Go Mode items. Only item now that we might need is Quake. But we know where everything is. To at least get to Mire. We just don't know what Mire's medallion is yet. So as long as it's not Quake, we are in no mode until we get the flute.
This is this like Swamp Palace having both rods. That's insane.
So there won't be anything in the back of Ice Palace worth going to, so that won't hurt. So now if Hydra Power is a little bit behind at this point, but can certainly catch up. But he has to get into Swamp. He has to get his mirror and get straight to Swamp.
Quick kill there with the silver arrow from Lin. So Lin gets his 5th crystal.
So my guess now, he'll be going straight back to Death Mountain, get that flute, activate it, and then go see what Myers' medallion is.
He will get the flute to beat out Turok, and then go and activate the flute.
Oh, right, because you don't have to go to GT.
Yeah, so it's going to be
rock first is smarter routing.
Yeah, you never know. You might find Quake Medallion as well in Turok, and maybe it's
that would
Quake.
be nice. Then you know you're in go mode.
Yeah.
Usually. And it looks like Hydropower is going to full clear ice by the way he's going. So that's going to put him further behind Lin in this particular seed.
Unless it's Quake Medallion here.
Yeah, unless it's Quake. That would be the only thing that could save Hydropower in this seed is if Quake is here and he finds it. And it is needed to open up Misery Mire. Because it's going to be a long, long time before Lin gets back to Ice Palace. So Lin getting their flute.
Yeah, so Lin has already done the two checks here. So we have already found one item in Turok. We got 4 more items to find.
Yep.
But at the same time, Lin will most likely just try to get that big key, and all the small keys needed. We'll probably not check out extra chests here.
Yeah. Small key, and oh, there's your big key. I didn't catch what the third item was in Ice Palace.
Yeah, I think it was nothing at all, unfortunately.
Yeah. So Hydropower is now is at least a dungeon and a half behind at this point.
Yeah, Hydropower needs to do a whole like left side swamp and all that stuff, and so it's going to take a while here for him to even be able to catch up. But I don't think it will be possible at this point.
No, I think at this point this is Lin's race to lose, especially he's already in Turtle Rock and he did some of it already. So. Hydropower getting their mirror and crystal, and we'll head to Swamp, where they will get all their items. All right, so Hydropower heading up the mountain. Looks like he's gonna get his flute.
This could be another time loss for Hydra, unless he knows it's Crate Medallion he needs. So that could be a thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Hydropower is going to get his flute, probably go back to Kakariko, activate it, and then see if he is able to get into Mire. As Lin checking Laser Bridge for that key. Those lasers hurt.
Yeah, they do, and Lillian is going to just take the safety reason here and just get that blue cane out. Gets a nice refill on the health with that heart piece.
Oh, and Hydropower is going to go into Turtle Rock, hoping to find that Fire Rod, and is not going to find it.
Yeah, so this is going to be another huge time loss for Hydra.
Yeah, sadly. And Lin is heading towards Trinex. Going for the quick kill there. It's a little harder with Tempered Sword, but 2 heads down, 1 to go. Down goes Trinex. 1 crystal left.
Let's see if we're in go mode or not.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, at the very least, Hydropower is going to go do the flute, so he'll know first before Lin if they're in go mode.
The sad part with this move on Hydra is that he will check everything in like Mire. If you can get into Mire, he will check everything. So
yep. Whereas Lin will be in go mode, but we'll see. Question in chat: Fire Rod and Ice Rod were both inside Swamp Palace. Okay, so we have Lin doing the swag duck anthem. And let's see, what is Mire? Oh, it is Ether. We're in go mode.
yeah, Lin is in go mode.
He doesn't know it yet, but he's about to find out. So he'll just be looking for that big key, whereas Hydropower is going to be looking everywhere. He's going to check all the mirror locations. And yeah.
I kind of understand from Hydra's standpoint that you go and check out, you want that flute as soon as possible, but it still feels a little bit interesting that he skips out on Swamp Palace. That is a crystal.
Yeah, I think he wanted to go mode it, so he's hoping to find Ice Rod and Fire Rod in Misery Mire. So Chat, Hydropower does not have Fire Rod or Ice Rod yet. He did not go into Swamp Palace. So yes, they are in the same dungeon, but doing two totally different things. Lin is going to just go try to find the big key as fast as possible, whereas Hydropower is going to do a full clear.
It's not a Godmire.
Nope. So for the first time since probably the very beginning of the game, they're in the same room. Or were in the same room a second ago.
Yeah, this is the first time they're pretty much synced up at this point since the beginning. They've been on different places throughout the whole race.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a vanilla big key today.
Looks like it. I don't blame Hydro in his routing. However, he was starting to follow the breadcrumbs, but when he got access to the mirror, he didn't go into Swamp Palace. And I think that's what hurt him here.
Yeah, so like you said, we can't blame Hydra for the plays he did because you never know. You could have found items here. So
Yeah, and you know what I've noticed is that gambles in one seed that may hurt you are gambles that could win you the next seed. So it really is. There's no such thing as wrong routing. It's just wrong for this seed.
yeah, totally. It's just just unfortunate that the mirror literally told you go to Swamp Palace, and you, luckily enough, you find both rods in that dungeon. Hey, there's Butter Sword.
Yeah. Well, that's two items in here.
And Lin is done with Vitreous. We will go and fight the pig.
Yep, and it'll be a fast Ganon with Butter Sword and Silver.
I don't think Lin picked up the Butter Sword, no.
No, Hydra did, because he's doing the full clear.
Yeah, Hydra is going to have a real fast one when he finds his items for go mode.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's just
And then
falling
going to
down.
Ganon.
Let's go.
I don't doubt Linlin's ability to destroy Ganon at this point, even doing dash strats. So yeah, this will be quick. He's already into phase 3.
Yeah, Linlin has showed off all the moves today. Herapot, all the hovers, and he has been on like Mimic Clip as well, so Linlin has been on fire today with showing off all the strats.
Yep. Alright, so does not get the torch glitch, doesn't really need it. When you have silvers, you don't need it. Setting up. And with those 4 shots, Lin defeats Ganon and will cross the bridge.
Yeah, get your GGs in chat for Lin.
He just has to cross that bridge without falling. I'm sure he could do that. He could actually probably hover if he wanted. Yeah, he completes the seed, get your GGs in chat. He finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 33 seconds.
Fantastic run from Lin.
And now it looks like Hydropower is headed towards, well, was headed towards Swamp. He's going to check Cave 34 first.
And we're joined by Lin. GG's.
Yeah, GG's, buddy.
Sometimes lucky.
Yeah, what'd you think of that loaded Swamp Palace with all your rods?
I mean, like, first 2 items, first 2 chests, got the map and the compass, and I'm like, I'm just going to left side, whatever. And I found fire rod. I'm like, okay, sure. Then find the ice rod in the back. I'm like, I might be Quake for go mode. Let's assume I'm in go mode. Let's just go.
And it paid off for you.
Like, okay, so what happened in Ice Palace? I mean, I went to Desert. I mean, Green Pendant, whatever. I just went there. I got the book. I didn't know what that book was for. Got Bombos. I was actually getting the Green Pendant because I wanted to go to Eastern as well. So I wanted to go to Saha on my way there. So that's one of the reasons I went to Desert first. Then I got the Bombos. I was like, sweet, I can go to Ice Palace. I'll just, like, I got an item in the first chest. I was like, it's also the 5-6 crystal. I'll just clear it. I'll just go mode it. And then I got Mirror. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll do Swamp Palace into the red bomb, I guess. And didn't have to.
Yeah, you were in go mode pretty much when you left Swamp Palace. That's pretty impressive, I gotta say.
But yeah, I that is not why I went to the places I went to. That wasn't the reason, but I found what I needed in those places, so I guess that works for me.
I gotta say, I'm really impressed with all the stuff you showed off today. Mimic clipping, you did all the hovers, and then it was the Herapot. Like, it was like hover everywhere.
Yeah, I kind of hovered on this one, I think, but I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to hover a little bit, and I'm kind of frustrated. I was failing the pod on, so I just mimic clipped instead. But yeah, I knew I had a bow. Don't worry about it.
I gotta say, it was really fun to see. Like, I was sitting here and was like, "Oh, this is interesting. He has a bow, but he's still going for a mimic clip." It was like, Lin, what are you doing?
So I'm not sure if you've looked, but your opponent neglected to go to Swamp Palace and now is in Swamp and will get his go mode items of the Fire Rod and Ice Rod. He did everything else at this point.
Ouch! That hurts. That hurts. I mean, I'm not. One of the reason I did a lot of stuff at the end, like hovering or whatever, I really felt ahead. Like the pieces just came together so quickly. Like, okay, like not touching Eastern Palace. Like I have when I look at my map, I'm like, it's actually crazy. I have a lot left.
Yeah. And now your opponent not only is neglected swamp, but he's only going to the back, so he's not going to get both rods. Unless I assume he's going to go back, but he doesn't know that the ice rod's in the back of swamp on left side. Well, do you have anything else to add about this seed while we wait for your opponent? You can feel free to stay with us if you like. So, Hydropower 78 now going to his. He does have Ice Rod, he does not have Fire Rod. Fire Rod was in the back. So hopefully Hydropower will go back in the swamp and check left side. Hydropower getting his 6th crystal and does go back in. So he'll finally check the left side swamp and get his Fire Rod. Well, we finally found that. So the big chest had $20. Hydropower heading to the back of swamp, and luckily for him, the Fire Rod will be his first check on the left side. And Lin finished with a collection rate of 136 out of 216 items. I'm not sure if we lost him or not, but we'll continue. Oh, okay.
I'm just a bit sick, so I muted myself.
And there is Fire Rod for Hydropower. Well, I hope you feel better soon.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, so now Hydropower could head up to Death Mountain, get his 7th crystal, and go to fight the pig. And while hydropower is doing that, I would like to have you all know that you guys should follow all of our runners today, Hydropower78, Lin, and any who didn't make it to the restream, as well as my co-commentator Alex and our track who was Semper Fire Dog, as well as myself, Nitro6003. So yeah, take the time if you've enjoyed any of this to follow our runners. They have put on a show today. So Lin, were you ever potentially worried about Quake being on Misery Mire and you didn't have Quake and it being somewhere really disgusting?
I was ready to take that gamble. I was really ready to. Like, technically the only chest I skipped, the only two chests I skipped after getting the ice rod were Mimic Cave and the big key chest of the rock. The rest, I could easily get back to. I'm not like I'm taking the risk at this point. Just skip those two. With the amount of checks I have left in the whole world, I think it's fair to just skip those two and gamble that it's either gonna be those two or Quake is not gonna be there.
Yeah. That was the only thing that would have potentially saved Hydropower because he did a full clear of Ice Palace. So had it been in Ice Palace, he would have had a little bit of an advantage because it would have probably taken you a long time to get back there. But it didn't work out. It didn't pan out for him. So he's now going to steal the key from Pokey and then go to the back of Turtle Rock and kill Trinex. Alright, so Hydropower now will be going past Mimic Cave, past Big Chat, and we'll get to the dark side of Turtle Rock. And then we'll get to Laser Bridge, where he'll find his final key. Now he'll go into the maze, so to speak. Probably get the quick magic refill here. Alright, so now on to Laser Bridge for Hydropower rather. Using the safety of the King of Berna. Getting his 20 bucks, his heart piece. Another heart piece for a full heart refill. And finally, the small key. And he should be able to zero cycle Trinex with Butter Sword. And then he'll get his 7th crystal and head to fight Ganon, which should also be a pretty quick fight as well. A few fury slashes there. Remembers to change his items before the heads start exploding. Down goes Firehead. Down goes Icehead. And now he'll fight the 3rd head. Two hits with the spin and a slash. Down goes Trinex. Pet had a full heart container. So nothing of value. Alright, so now Hydropower will mirror out and head to Ganon. Heading over to 5. Enters the portal. Now we'll head back to the pyramid. Getting his hook shot ready for quick movement up the stairs. And now we'll drop in and fight the big pig himself. Alright, here we go. Hydropower's fight with Ganon. He's already at the phase 2 with the spins. Using hook shot to get more shots in. And enters phase 3. And it's 4 hits, 1 per jump to get to phase 4. Gets his first hit, does not get the torch glitch. Probably not as important with silvers. And Hydropower 78 gets his 4th and final hour into Ganon and finishes the seed. Get your GGs in chat for Hydropower 78. And he crosses the finish line with an official time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 39 seconds. Get those GGs in. What an epic seed for our runners today. As we wait to see if Hydropower is going to join us or not. But he did finish out the seed, so very well done by all of our runners. especially the two that were featured here today, Lin and Hydropower 78. So the big difference, in case you joined us late in this seed between these two runners that were featured here today, was that Lin followed his breadcrumbs and ended up in Swamp Palace, where both Fire Rod and Ice Rod were located. And Hydro waited till he couldn't do anything else and checked everything else, all mirror locations, flute locations, cleared out all of Misery Mire, and then finally ended up back in Swamp, where he got his Fire Rod and Ice Rod and was able to complete this seed. So that was really the turning point in this race. It was very, very close until then. It was just the right gambles for this particular seed were that you needed to follow those breadcrumbs of Book in Pod that led you to Desert, to get Bombos that led you to Ice Palace, that led you to the Mirror, that led you to Swamp, that led you to Fire Rod and Ice Rod for Go Mode. And that's what you needed to follow in this particular seed. So I'm not sure if Hydropower 78 is going to join us in chat. Does not look like it. So give him like another few seconds to see if he joins us. If not, then we will.
He said in ours he's not going to join.
No? Okay. So in that case, I'm going to close everything out for us here today. So once again, follow both of our runners, Hydropower 78 and Lin, plus my co-commentator Nielsen Alex 92, as well as our tracker Semper Fire Dog, as well as myself Nitro 6003. And for all of us here at the Speed Gaming channel, I am Nitro 6003 for my co-commentator Nielsen Alex 92. Signing off for today, and please check all of our Speed Gaming channels for all other races that will be going on. There's one at 9 o'clock tonight, and then just continue checking out the schedule. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a wonderful day.